One question has been on my mind since I purchased this R230 SL65 late last year. How much power does this thing actually make? And in today's video, we're gonna find out. Let's find out what the SL65 can do. So I'm a little nervous to do this, to be honest, for a couple of reasons. One, I've never done a dyno test of any kind. I don't really know what to expect. I'm not sure if I'm driving the car. If I am, it's going to be unnerving. Imagine doing like 140, 150 miles an hour sitting still. Will just be weird if that's how it's done. If they're driving it, honestly, I'm cool with that. But I'm also nervous. It's like maybe this car doesn't quite make the power that I think that it does. Regardless, all SL65s are fast. 604 horsepower, 738 pound-feet of torque. That's more than enough for anybody. I don't think anybody really ever complained that this car didn't make enough power. But, you know, with the RennTech badges, and admittedly maybe I've bragged a little bit to my friends, you know, I'm a little, I want it to like do really well. So I'm kind of curious. Now, the things I know about this car, another thing I'm a little bit nervous about is the traction control. This being an automatic, you know, obviously when you're on a rolling road, you want to turn off traction control. The SL65 and Mercedes-Benzes of this era are not known for giving it up easily. So I don't know, I hope that doesn't fight us too much. I'm optimistic that this car performs really well. I don't anticipate it having any mechanical problems, overheating, nothing like that, but I don't know, it just makes me nervous whenever like a car is being like tested like this. So I don't know, we'll certainly see, but I'm hoping it comes back with some strong numbers that I can officially brag about, because that's really what I want to do. I mean, that's why you have the V12 Mercedes. So let's get up there. Oh my God. Regardless of how much power it makes, this car is so fast. So anyway, I'm gonna focus on the road. We'll get up there, and we'll get this thing tested. And here we are. I've come to JBA Speed Shop here in Kearney Mesa, California, and the SL is all ready. I'm gonna go check in and then we'll find out exactly how much power this thing is making. But there's some cool stuff in the parking lot. Oh, Viper, it's a sign. Let's go ahead and get the car inside, or get checked in, and oh, moment of truth. Check this out, it just pulled in. I'm guessing by the plate of 33 Riley, but look at this thing. Not what I was expecting to see today. Admittedly, I was expecting to see lots of muscle cars and things like that, but that really is not your usual thing. But man, that's cool. Look at that, huh? Really neat. I don't really have much to say about it because I don't really know my Rileys, which might be a surprise to some, but that is it. Just the things you see here, the stuff that's pulled in, I saw really built Fox body pull in earlier, some cool trucks pulled in too, so we'll certainly see. But the SL65 is being strapped up right now, and then as soon as it's done, we're gonna head over and we'll get going. Well, I'm killing a little bit of time. Viper ACR, this is such a serious car. And I'm sure it's been played with a bit, but oh, man, this thing is cool. The 5th gens rule. Another really cool car in the parking lot, this Corvette C2. C2 is probably my favorite generation Corvette. I just think they are stunningly beautiful, whether you're a split window person or not. I really don't think it matters. I think all C2s are just some of the most beautiful cars that America has ever made. But yeah, it seems like, I mean, it seems like there are a lot of Mustangs, a lot of Fords for sure, but always cool to see a C2. Moment of truth. We're gonna slowly wind up on it, but the car is all strapped down. Oh, look at that. I'm so excited. Okay, cool. Got my camera set up there, my GoPro, my other camera. So let's see, let's find out what the SL65 can do. Dyno test complete. It's time to talk about the numbers. Now, there are a couple of caveats that I want to make. Number one is that we use a Mustang dyno. Now, Mustang dynos are known for reading slightly more conservatively compared to other dynos, and that's because they use dual rollers, one for each wheel, as opposed to one roller for both rear wheels. In addition to that, we ran into an interesting problem with this car. In fourth gear at about 160 miles an hour, a hard limiter for the speed kicked in. That's my first clue that I don't think this car has a tune, as the RennTech-Tuned would remove the speed limiter. So the fact that it has one and meant that we couldn't get a full pull in fourth gear to determine outright horsepower, well, indicates to me that I suspect this car doesn't have the RennTech-Tuned. With all of that in mind, let's talk about the numbers, and they are 423 horsepower and 598 pound-feet of torque measured at the wheels. Now, it's important to keep in mind, like I said, because the speed governor kicked in, I suspect we don't have an accurate horsepower rating. Peak horsepower is made much later in the RPM band compared to peak torque, which comes in much lower. So I think the torque figure is actually relatively accurate at about 2,800 RPM, but the car ultimately cut the revs at about 4,000 RPM, so I don't think we have an accurate horsepower rating. And now it's time to do a little bit of math, because you see, if you factor in a drivetrain loss of about 20%, which is a standard thing that people tend to factor in, this car is making 717 pound-feet of torque at the crank. When you figure that this car made 729 pound-feet from the factory back in 2007, factoring in its age and mileage, I think that number is relatively accurate, and it indicates that this car is likely on a stock tune. If you do the same math for the horsepower, it comes out to 507.6 horsepower, but again, I don't really think that number is accurate. Regardless, I'm pretty impressed with this engine. It means that it hasn't lost that much power, and it's making about what it should be, again, given its age and mileage. And in addition to that, this car never needed to be RennTech-Tuned to impress me. It is really fast the way that it is, and this engine has plenty of power. That is not one of the complaints that I think anyone has ever leveled at an SL65, that it wasn't powerful enough. It would have been cool if it was making more power than that, but honestly, it's plenty as it is, and it means that I am vindicated in removing the RennTech badges, at least from the sides. And those are the results of the SL65 dyno test. I had a great time, and now I think we know that this car is making roundabout exactly the power that it should be for a stock SL65, and it is so impressive. I certainly don't love the car any less, and well, now we all know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. Goodbye.